Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Y'all give me just a few minutes. I'm over here doing production. So give me a quick minute. Quick minute. I pray that you all have had a phenomenal day. I pray that this finds you all well. I pray that you all are wonderful and phenomenal. Right? I pray that all things are working together for you all's good. Oh, it's coming up. Okay. Great. While I'm over here, and I'm going to be honest with y'all, like I'm literally over here doing production. Okay. And what production looks like is right now me typing something in the chat so that you all will have access. Okay, and we're gonna pin it. All right, there we go. All right, good evening, everybody. I pray that you all are well. For those of you all who do not know me, my name is Dr. JaNee Mobley. I'm affectionately known as Dr. JaNee, and I help God-fearing women profit from their purpose while specifically teaching them to overcome mindsets that prevent them from prospering, profiting, and progressing in the direction that God has called them to. What I just dropped below is a link to the 5 mistakes that women make that's keeping them from making money doing what they absolutely love. So if you know that you are a woman who is destined to pursue purpose and do what she loves instead of a job that she hates, make sure you check out the 5 mistakes that you want to make sure that you avoid. That will keep you from profiting from doing what you love. If you all will, make sure you take this link and share it with about 2 or 3 people. I promise y'all, my goal is to be done within 15 minutes. Yesterday, I usually do Transformational Monday, so today is Transformational Tuesdays. It's based off of the scripture, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So usually every Monday, I come on and share a tip to help you to renew your mind so that not only will your business be transformed, but ultimately your life will be transformed. So tonight we're going to talk about how to overcome nervousness when you are in business. I want you to put a 1 in the chat or just say, hey, me, if you've ever felt nervous about doing something that you know would be a blessing for your family. Write a book, start a business, expand your business, talk to somebody about an opportunity, stepping out of your comfort zone. I want you to talk to me if you've ever felt nervous or you currently feel nervous about doing something that you know you need to do. I'll be totally transparent and honest to say, guess what? I have honestly felt nervous about moving forward in my purpose. And I'm going to give y'all a recent, not nervous, but I remember when I wrote my book, 40 Days to a Better You, and the link is in the description if you would like to learn more about the book. And I had so many questions in my head. Good evening. I had so many questions in my head about whether the book was going to be good enough, whether it would be beneficial to those that read it. And here's the thing. Although there was a bit of nervousness and discomfort at the time, one of the things that I had to understand is that what God gave me was not necessarily for me, but it was for the benefit of other people. And if you all are taking notes tonight, I want you to always remember that your gift is not for you. Your gift is an opportunity for you to serve those who are struggling with the very thing that you have already overcome. Right? So you always have to remember that it's not about you. And sometimes it's challenging not to see it in that way because of course you are the one who has to step out on the limb. You are the one who has to step out on faith. But when you understand that it's so much bigger than you, that is so much greater than you, and there is someone on the other side who will benefit from what you are actually doing, it creates a shift. So tonight I'm going to talk to you about about 3 things that I want you to keep in mind whenever you feel nervous about moving forward in purpose. Good evening again. If you all are first time coming on, welcome to the channel. I am Dr. JaNee, and let's get started. So the first thing that I want you to know is that feeling nervous is absolutely a part of the process. It is normal to feel uncomfortable about doing something that you've never done before. And here is the thing. This is one of the reasons why a lot of people feel nervous is because you've never done it. Things that you are comfortable doing, things that you are familiar with, it's very easy to do because why? You've done it before. Your mind, you know what to expect. And a lot of the times people feel nervous because you don't know what to expect. You don't know what the results will bring. You don't know what the effect will be. But you have to understand that feeling nervous is all a part of the process. You cannot allow that to stop you. When you think of a process, remember the purpose of a process is to get to an end result. And when you understand that a part of your purpose is, and a part of the process is feeling nervous because you're stepping out of a place that is your normal. That brings me to number 2. Always remember that nervousness is a sign that you are stepping outside of your norm. Right? When you think about your normal routine, when you think about what you do from day to day, what is normal to you is comfortable to you. It's something that you know. It's something that you are aware of. You know what the end result is going to be. You know that if you take this step or you do this thing, this is the effect that will happen. This is the result. This is the fruit that will be produced for the seed that you are sowing. However, when you dare to do something that you've never done before, it is uncomfortable. Because why? You don't know what's actually going to happen because you've never done it before. It raises questions. It makes you uncomfortable. I remember in the doctor in my name comes from a doctorate of pharmacy, so I have a PharmD. So by profession and degree, I am a pharmacist. And I'll never forget, I was interning as a pharmacist intern at Walmart before I became fully licensed. And I remember when I took my last exam, which was the law exam, the MPJE, and I was officially licensed. And literally that day, Walmart was like, look, we need you to work as a pharmacist. And while I was excited that I passed the test, I was like, oh my gosh, this is happening for real. Why? Because, and I was nervous because I had never been a pharmacist before. I was comfortable in the zone of being an intern. It was definite. I was able to lean on a pharmacist, but this was now my license. However, the more I did the job, the more I trusted the training that I gained from Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, the more I leaned on what I learned and what my experiences are and the things that I studied night and day for, the more that I did it, the more comfortable I became. And I soon began to perfect my craft of being the pharmacist. The same holds true for you and your purpose. If you have never written a book before, but you know you have a story, you know you have a message that you need to express to people, understand that people need to know how to overcome the very thing that you have overcame, right? But the more you write, the more you do the very thing that you are nervous about doing, the more it will become second nature. The other thing that I wanted you to think about is likened to, what was I going to say? Understand, okay, yeah. So I said that feeling nervous is a sign that you're moving out of your normal. And understand this, it's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. Because when you get comfortable in a place, it's hard for people to move forward because comfort feels good. We know comfort. Comfort feels amazing. Hey, it is so good to see you. So good to see you, right? So understand this. I want you to think about whenever you're in a place of being nervous and you're about to just take a leap of faith in your purpose, right? Understand this. It's just like strength training. If you have ever strengthened your muscles, if you have ever lifted weights, done push-ups and so forth, you're working muscles that you've never worked before. And what happens? The next day you wake up sore. For about a week or two, you are sore and you are uncomfortable. Why? Because you are working muscles that either you worked very, very minimal, or you are working muscles that you've never worked before. Who would have known that we had all of these muscles in our buttocks until we started doing a whole bunch of squats and a whole bunch of lunges and started working those muscles, and then our body started telling on us. In that same way, whatever you're daring to do in moving in your purpose, you got to understand that you're going to work a muscle of courage. You're going to work a muscle of confidence that you've never worked before. And it's going to feel uncomfortable initially, but it's to push you outside of outside of a box that you would have never pushed yourself out of. And you have to understand, in order to succeed, in order to move in purpose, in order to prosper in business, you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You have to be comfortable and confident knowing that if this is the gift that God has given you to share with the world, to be a solution to somebody's problem, guess what? When you get out there, you're going to be amazing. And even if you mess up, so what? Nobody is perfect. If that is what is stopping you from moving in purpose, you got to understand you're going to mess up. The best of them have messed up. The best of those who have succeeded in these extraordinary things, they have messed up. But we learn more from the things that we've done wrong more than from the things that we have perfected. And honestly, you perfect the things that you messed up, because you understand and know, okay, I messed up here, so I need to make some tweaks. I need to make some improvements so I don't make these same stupid mistakes. Right? And the last thing is this, and I'm almost done. Here is the thing. Even if you are nervous, do not stop. I'm going to say that again. Even if you are nervous, don't stop. Don't stop. Do not stop. I want you to think and put this into perspective. If we go back to the example of lifting weights, if you stop because your muscles are sore, you won't build muscle. Absolutely. That sounds a lot like the lesson of discernment through mistakes. Absolutely. But you have to understand that you cannot stop. If you stop lifting weights, guess what's going to happen to your muscle? It's not going to grow. It's not going to tighten up. It's not going to strengthen. The same thing holds true if you got a book inside of you, if you have a business, a product, or service inside of you. You cannot stop with moving forward and letting people know what it is that you have, because if you do, guess what? Nothing leads to nothing. And what will happen is 5 years later, you'll be thinking to yourself, I wonder what would have happened had I decided to say, you know what, to heck with nervousness, I'm just going to put this product or this service out there. And a lot of the times people beat themselves up more because of what they didn't do more than the mistake that they would have made if they would have moved forward. So you cannot stop. And I'm going to share this with you. When you feel nervous, it is to me, and this is just me saying this, nervousness is a sign of fear. And the Bible tells us that God has not given us the spirit of fear. So if God didn't give you fear, if he didn't make you afraid, then who made you afraid? The enemy. So the enemy will try to bring nervousness as a distraction to stop you from moving forward to do the very thing that God has called you to do. Why? Because he understands that there's an impact that you are destined to have in this world. And if you dare to be bold enough, confident enough, and say, you know what, despite how I feel, despite the nervousness, I'm going to move forward in it. right? He knows that you're going to do amazing things. He knows that the people that you have been called to serve will be impacted in a great way. So we're going to go over those 3 points again. The first thing is you got to understand that feeling nervous is a part of the process and you have to embrace it. I'm not saying embrace nervousness, but understand that it's a part of it. It's the enemy's distraction to stop you. And when you understand that it's his distraction to stop you from moving forward in purpose, let me tell you, you will keep going. And I'm going to give y'all an example. Right now, I'm preparing to start a podcast. Yes, I'm still going to be doing Transformational Mondays on YouTube because I love y'all. I mean, why not? But I'm adding an additional portion to my business, which is podcasting. And let me tell y'all, it's very different for me. However, I understand it's an opportunity for me to get the message out there. I cannot allow it to stop me because I know I have to get the message out there. It's a part of the process, right? Woohoo! And it's going to be on Spotify. So y'all like look out, right? It's going to be this month. I'm going to be doing my first podcast. Super duper excited about that. Super excited. So number 2, you have to understand that nervousness is a sign that you're moving out of your comfort zone. And hooray, there are so many people who are stuck in their comfort zones that they're not allowing themselves to live. They're not allowing themselves to thrive. They're not allowing themselves to move forward in purpose and be impactful. Lastly, which is tip number 3, is do not stop. Even if you feel nervous, understand that nervousness is a part of the process, but guess what? I'm going to keep on moving. Because let me tell y'all something. Once you start doing, you get used to the doing, and then the nervousness shuts up. The fear shuts up. But the fear gets louder the more that you become, what's the word I'm thinking about? The nervousness and the fear will stay the more you decide to not move forward, because it's going to speak louder to prevent you from moving forward. So the quickest thing to do is to take action. For me today, in regards to my podcast, I ordered the microphone, the lapel microphone. So I have to move forward. It's not about me. Right? It's not about me. So I wanted to share these 3 tips with you all. Make sure you all click the link. It's totally free access to the 5 mistakes that women make that are preventing you from making money doing what you love. Make sure you click the link, get the access, watch the video, and leave me a comment as to how it has helped you all. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you all. I love you all. And it's time to move forward in your purpose. Make sure you all stay tuned. I'm so excited that this has been a blessing. Thank you for saying that. Y'all have a phenomenal evening. And remember to know your worth. Good night, y'all. Bye. And let me tell y'all, hold on, one quick thing. If this topic is something that you want me to expound on, if you want me to give you more tips on how to overcome being nervous, drop it in the chat. I promise I'll probably go live again this week, right? So I want you, if you know that you are struggling with being nervous and you want some more tips, make sure that you drop in the chat. I want to hear more. I want you to teach me more on how to overcome nervousness, because we'll do a deep dive into it. I'll go live again, but you all have a phenomenal evening. Bye.